Once again, guys, welcome to another episode. Today, again, very much excited as usual to introduce another reveal of a project I've been working on for a period of time. And we are in Nairobi, Lavington area. As usual, I like speaking about projects because each and every project is very unique, and each and every project has its own uniqueness in terms of hardship and also experience, because learning is a continuous curve. So we were subcontracted to work on this particular project sometimes back last year, and I remember very well we were just given a few scopes to work on, and that specifically were meant to be, actually the client came to the office, we looked at the architect's design, and some of the things were, the architect had done the interior design, those are 3Ds, but some of the things that are as per our creativity and conceptualization, when we looked at the entire setup now after everything is done, we felt like some of the ceiling work, some of the position of things in the 3Ds that the architect had done wanted some bit of tweaking. So we took up the process and started designing the space afresh. Not really completely afresh, but we tweaked the things that had already been done, meaning we almost started afresh, but now rebuilding it from the previous concept to a new concept. So we did that. After that, we also quoted for the, after the designs, normally someone, the clients would approve the project before we quote. So it was approved. We quoted for a number of scopes, but along the way, I think there was the architect, there was the client, and then in terms of clients, we had the hubby and the wife. Then we came to notice that the wife was the one who actually identified us. So we were actually fronted by her, but now the architect had his own subcontractors, and the hubby had also his own subcontractors. So by the time we were done and we were moving in, our scopes had been reduced to only ceiling works and skimming and paint works, which actually we were paid for, and we came in within a span of less than, I think, in a span of a month or 2 months, we had done the ceiling works, the electrical works on the ceilings, skimming and paint works had been done, and we had moved out. But again, most of the times projects have schedules, and if you are not a straightforward person, you will just come onto a project, do your things, finish, and go and leave the client to sort his problems later in life. So when we had done our first coat, that is the undercoat, and we were to do 2 more coats of the final coat, I approached my client and told my client that, you know, as per the schedule of works, if I do the final coats of this house right now, by the time your guys are done installing other items, you will actually call me. So I'm leaving these 10 buckets of paint on this particular site. I will go. When you're done, please call me. I'll come and paint. And it was really taken positively, and we shook hands and left. After a period of less than a month again, I was called that the guys working on the doors have, I don't know what happened, but they could not finish the works they were doing. The guys working, those are the same guys who were working on the floors, and those are the same guys who were working on the doors. So we were brought in again. And from that particular point, we actually took up the rest of the other activities, and we ran the project from that point. And most of the times we were redoing most of the things that had not been done well, and also just polishing some of the things that had been done and then had not been done properly. So without further ado, I will start from this particular point. So this is actually the main entry of this house. This house floats from the other level. It's actually a slope. So it's coming with a floating a floating bridge, and it lands on this floor as the ground. But we have the lower ground on the other side, which when you're coming from the gate and you're driving, you will come and park under there. So this acts as the main entry. Then from the main entry, we have one more level, and then the terrace. So the doors had been done by these people. And actually, I do not completely know who did the woodworks for this particular site initially, but from the click reports on site, I was told that this was a Kalasinga. And when I started doing my interior design projects way back, I used to know that Kalasingas are the best in woodworks, metalworks, and any other engineering works. So I was really so much shocked when I came here and I had to remove the door that these guys had done and now install a proper door. And a number of doors also inside, I had to remove and reinstall new other doors so that everything just sinks. Then I ended up now sanding. Most of the times as we bring these doors, when they're already sanded, polished, then just a few spaces where we are just aligning things. That is the places we are doing stain, and then we sand. So we removed the door that existed here. And I remember one of the comments on this site, there is the driver who drives around the clients around for their own driver. One day when I was on this particular site, he came and told me that, where were you guys? We have suffered, we have redone things on this site. But what we are seeing, and that came when they started seeing the polished works on the floors and the polished works on the staircase and the polished work on the doors. And this guy was like, you guys, where were you? And I remember Madame told the architect that, you see what you guys have cost me. If these guys came in early, we will not be repeating works. And it has actually costed them slightly more as compared to how much it would have costed them, because now we were redoing most of the things to just align. I remember the staircase, the boards, the steps had been laid. There were no risers. Even some of the steps didn't have an overlap. The entire railing had not been done. So I came in, we agreed on the design, and I picked it up from there and we did. So when we go inside, I really don't want to waste a lot of your time because this space is occupied by the client and their people. I will just take you through the lounge, the dining, the staircase area, and then the kitchen. You see the details. Most of the times I'm talking about the details that actually differentiate just a normal person and the other contractor. So I'll start from here. So I ordered a new door. I didn't change the frame, but I changed the architraves and brought this new door, and it's a 1.5 leaf panel door. So these are 3 panels, equal size, 1, 2, 3. Those are the panels, and the frame was there. I didn't change the frame, I just changed the architraves, and then now installed this smart lock. These are very smart locks that are actually, if you are going very high end, it's computerized. You can press here, it works. You can do whatever, it works. But we also provide a deadlock there just in case you want to use manual, whatever. And then that is it. If you check the neatness of the work, this is normally what I look at, the lines, because the panels will be joint lines, and even inside here, most of the doors, most of the times when you look at these, you will find that probably they have a bit of holes and all that. When you're also doing the corners for the architraves, most of the times, because you're cutting with a miter saw and you are joining these 2 pieces together, how you finish those edges matters a lot, because now those are the things that will make the thing look seamless. So about that, again, you will come to sites, and if Larry, you can come close. So you see, normally we don't punch with nails, we punch with the gun, then the gun, and then we come and fill in properly, so that if you're not so careful, you not know how this thing was fitted. And also another detail we look at, because this is a separate piece, this is a separate piece, and this is a separate piece. We do the joining in such a way that we come and fill in properly, so that at the end of it all, these 2 panels look like one. And that is step 1 for this particular house. Let's walk in. So guys, welcome inside the house. Look at how that smart lock looks. Immediately it bangs back, or it goes back, it automatically senses and it locks itself. And if you want to open, you just press there, it turns, you do this, then you pull it out. Then it can also be operated with Wi-Fi. Then we provide for you this long handle on both sides. Depending on your taste, we can have chrome, this is black, and those are the things. And because our doors are also very heavy, and you have kids probably, we don't want you to struggle a lot. We put for you a door closer, so that in the event you're working with this door, you just pull, then you leave it, it will go slowly and close instead of banging. Then things like this, these are details. We also ensure we put for you door stoppers with a rubber. This is a half moon, so that by the time you're done, the door is not banging these walls and spoiling your walls. So guys, another element I'm so much keen about is actually walling. And for walling, let me talk about columns. Most of the times, problems will come on the edging. If you have columns and you have a fundi who is not so careful, or the supervisor is not so careful, you will realize that this edge is not very straight. Another thing, without even going to other details, is look at the way this paintwork is done. It's done in a way that when you come closer, you think that this is wallpaper, but it is just the way of application. But apart from that, it is actually the way you prepare our walls. We normally sand. We put filler, sand first, the first sanding, put kidogo filler to just polish. Sometimes I tell my fundi the second filler, weka ile ulimi ya nyoka. It is the light one, very light, like uji, like porridge. Just apply on top because it's light. It gives you a chance. After maybe an hour, you come with the sandpaper and sand slowly. And again, even the people sanding wherever the walls must be trained, because at times, if the sander is not a proper guy or someone who does not understand, he will sand all the filler that was already there and it's gone. So when you look at the walls around, you will notice that there are no bumps. If we turn to the other side, Larry, from a far end, most of the times when you're looking at a wall from afar, you will notice that you will see bumps on most of the walls, because sometimes the paints we use, we have matte finish paint and we have silk paints and we have gloss paints. When you're using silk paint and the wall is not even, most of the times it will report you to your client, because most of the times we start with filler and then we do undercoats which are in matte finish. By the time you come and do now your final coats, you've finished everything and you are ready to hand over and you do your final coat. Silk paint grips so much and it is elastic, so it will show all the macosas that are always on the walls. So most of the times, if you haven't prepared probably from a far end because the light is shining, you would have been seeing the bumps. So without wasting time, I'll go back to the ceilings. This is the first thing, the first contract that we were given. It was actually the paintworks and the skimming works. Look at the quality of work on these ceilings. But again, we designed this because it was first of all proposed by the architect. So we just came to align and see the TVs here, there's a wall panel here, there is a seating here. So making sure that things are just symmetrical. So there are 4 panels dropped with indirect light on the upper side, and each curved panel is carrying an LED, 2 LED lights, which do not have to be on at the same time. We have provided switches, some 2, 1 can be on, and then the chandelier can be off, like that. But you know, people also have different tastes and preferences. I will also, from afar, come here and talk about this floor maybe from afar. You remember in Kilimani the other time we also went and sanded a floor for someone, and we made sure that the floor, it was an old floor. This was extremely new, but it had not been polished. Lines were still, joints were were visible. So we came in, filled the joints, sanded, polished, and again repeated the polish until the last minute we handed it over. So it had a few things here and there. The former subcontractor had already installed, but it had issues. So we had to work on it. And at times, working on something that someone has already done, you carry the responsibility of all the makeovers, of all the problems that he had put. And most of the times, we keep on blaming each other, because now I'll keep on saying that I probably would have installed it in this particular manner for it to look like this. And that is one main reason why I normally feel like once you subcontract one contractor, your work becomes easy because responsibility goes to one main person. For my case, has come out very well. Then after that, we came and fabricated these TV units, a super gloss white on top, front black matte or brass. This is brass handles. Then a compartment in the middle that is carrying equipments. You see, these equipments are on the lower side, then one here. Then on top, we have provided, this is where you put your soundbar. There is a grommet that has been provided that they can channel wires from this particular point into the PS5 there, and the kids at times can use this. If you can see on the front, this entertainment wall, we have a socket on this side and a socket on this side. This TV was actually meant to be a 75-inch, no, an 85-inch, and it would have come all the way from here, there, and like this, and all the way to somewhere here. That was the original plan, and that is still the plan. But because of at times, doing a project like this, you will finish it, and your finances are finished. So the client opted to move in with their own, I think it's a 65-inch TV that they used to use on the other side. So they told me that once we settle down properly, maybe after a while, we'll buy another TV and you'll come and install. So for purposes of them just being busy or entertaining themselves, they normally use this. So this is a stone, again, installed by us. Done the flute panels, and we've cut the sockets and plugged there, done by us. Then apart from that, maybe these are things maybe I might not repeat. Look at the selection of the curtains, matching beautifully with the wall. Look at the selection of the shears, matching beautifully with this. And I just think it is simple and straightforward. Then curtain rods, well done they're actually recessed into the ceiling, hidden up there, and it's just beautifully flowing down and nicely just appearing simple and straightforward. And the term here is things are just looking elegant. Again, when you're doing the cornices, this is the box I normally talk about, the box that carries, maybe I'll call it the pelmet box. This pelmet box, most of the times, even when I started doing this kind of works, most of the times we used to do one board or two boards hanging down. When you come to finish the lower part, it normally does not come out nice. So these days we have decided if it's not a block board that has proper lipping on the lower side, or the MDF laminate that has a lipping on the lower side, would rather have this box slightly bigger, so that now we finish it nicely and everything just looks neat. Then the cornices, that is another entity that you can never forget. If you throw your eyes around here, maybe if the camera can just go around and spot on the cornices, you will actually look for problems. There might be problems, but you will have to search for them. You cannot see them from wherever we are seated or from wherever I'm standing. I cannot, and I have magnifying glasses, but I can't see. So those are the details that you have to look at. The walls, how they look, the floors, how they are polished, the cornices, how they are laid. And again, when you're doing the cornices, most of the problems are actually mostly the walls. If the plaster was not done properly, and you just come with your cornices purposely to put cornices, you end up having crooked lines. So those are things you look, or maybe if you have trained workers or you trained ceiling guys, they will tell you this, whatever is not nice, you will have to redo the walls before you install. That is it for the lounge. I'll go to this other side, and before I go, maybe to entertain you guys, do not forget to play the piano. This space was well utilized and I love it. This is the dining area. Again, a beautiful simple stepped ceiling on the side, which is probably 1,000 on that side and 1,000 on this side, eaten by a pelmet box. A beautiful selection of a nice, beautiful linear chandelier. Got this from Guangzhou. I don't know if it's Guangzhou or Guangzhou, yes. So you guys, look at the finishes, look at the simplicity. Plain simple walls, just a nice accessory on this side. Nicely done sockets without so much paintworks around the sockets, because those are the things again you want to look at, because if you don't get it right, then you will have messed up space. So here we are talking about a beautiful simple ceiling, lighting, downlighters, the walls, sockets, beautiful floor, then a selection of the beautifully or carefully selected dining table. I will take you through one of the maybe internal doors so that I don't keep on repeating myself. So this is our common toilet. First of all, before I go so far, the mixer is working properly. So you come in, you wash your hands, go to the dining table, and even the layout, I actually applaud or I congratulate or I tap the architect of this project. He really did a good job. In reality, this one just hidden on this side and also not directly into the lounge, into the dining, is something that has been cleverly done. We also supply these items. We did this. So these are vanities. In most of our projects, we are doing all this. Then there is the sink Duravit. Then we have the top nicely done. This is a ceramic stone. Then we also get you the mirror light with indirect lighting shining around. And actually this, you can switch off and switch on. So you've done your works on the other side, you can come do your thing here and you're done. And this actually, apart from the sizes and the whatever, the length and all that, we've done pretty much the same thing in all the bedrooms. And that is done. This is customized, that is customized, the light is customized, and the downlighter is supplied. Again, the internal installed, I can't remember which is which, but the design is the same. But again, we did the polishing of the edgings, we did the architraves. The frames we didn't change, some of the panels we changed. We installed our locks, and then from there I just show you maybe the common toilet. Here there are a few details that probably maybe from afar. We have done the same detail in all the bathrooms, where we have this niche and it has floating shelves with those lights on the back side, and then a simple stepped ceiling in all the bedrooms. So those, the niches, and then we are the ones who've done the tiling in this house. This also came as a second phase scope. It was not in the first scope, so we came in later. After now we left the site with the gypsum and paint works done. We came in and we started doing this, the corner strips, the grouting, and even the selection of the tiles together with our beloved architect. Thank you so much. So I'll not repeat in all the bedrooms the same thing. Let me just so again, guys, maybe not to forget, these are sliding UPVC doors. We also did this. And then on the outer side, if you're looking for security, that is a trill door. You can pull it in, you can pull it out and pull it in whenever you need, or in the evenings you pull it back, then at night and during the days you just open it. It's a very nice security element that most of you people can also think about. So I'll go in here. So guys, again, another special space that we can never forget talking about is actually the kitchen. And most of our projects, we have actually acquired most of our works or our projects because of how we do our kitchens. Most of the times, we came to realize as a company, it's something that most of the times you might never know your strengths or your weaknesses. But as time went by, I came to notice that anytime we did a kitchen, people were just talking about it. And it has been a signature entity in most of our projects. And today, let me just take you through this kitchen. Simply, this kitchen doesn't have another pantry. This is our pantry for this kitchen. A very nice thing, just open cabinets and you can see the way the client is utilizing it. Everything just looks organized. So we have left a very small, simple step, which allowance, which is between this countertop and this. It's around 300 or let's say 270. That can allow you to just also store things, and still you can use this as preparation area. Then we have our nice, beautiful doors that have this is a door that it's grooved in such a way that the handle you put your fingers in and then you pull it out. Then the hinges, as usual, it's soft close. Then the same detail goes into the drawers. You pull, then you push, and it is seamless. So it's a combination of horizontal and slightly small few vertical lines. So the layout is very simple. We start with the tall cabinets, and these tall cabinets are actually three. There is the compartment, which is the 600 mm compartment wide, that carries the oven, it carries the microwave, and the upper unit is used for storage. Then the lower units are used as drawers. So you just pull out and pull back. You pull out and then you pull back. Then immediately after that, we go into our beautiful bigger compartment, which most of the times for the students, it is 10, 15, or you can also do 1,000 to give you an allowance, but sometimes you might not need a big allowance. So you can just maintain 980, 1,000, 1,005, depending on whatever, and those are millimeters. At times you might not need the allowance to be too big here. You can pull this one slightly down, but some people would want it like that. So on this particular compartment, most of the times it's just the fridge that touches the floor, and then the upper compartment that is just mostly for storage. Immediately after that, you have a tall cabinet, which is actually a pull-out cabinet, and then when you open like that, you have those accessories inside that you can get them in the market anywhere. Then you just come and install that. And for that particular reason, I might want just to talk about something here. Most clients, whenever we provide for this, if we quote for them these particular items, they may most of the times make the kitchen to be very expensive. This is an entity we can do the compartments, maybe put whatever thing you want to do, because I know most of us during the construction process, we are so much constrained, but you can come later and now do these things neatly. So that is it. Immediately after that, now we have the preparation area. We have our sockets running around. So the kitchen is just a simple black and white theme. So we have the high level compartments that you just pull and pull back. So this is the blam, whatever, the blam hinge, and then you pull back, it will go and close. The same thing there, blam hinge, you pull back, you pull up, you pull back, and it goes. Then you have the compartment there that you can use as a corner cabinet. Then the same thing goes all around. The same thing goes all around. Then as usual, this is the 600 mm space between the countertop. The countertop from the low, from the ground, basically you have a skirting which has been tiled. Sometimes you can use the aluminium strip to put there. So we have different approaches, and all these approaches have an effect on the pocket. So you can go for the tiles, or you can do aluminium, you can do wood, depending on whatever. So 900, and then we have this ceramic top, then we have our subway tiles on the back wall, then you have our sockets. Then as you come here, nice beautiful double sink, and then now a space for your racks. Then drawers again, come to drawers. Then these compartments you can actually purchase. You just get them off the market. You don't necessarily need to have them during the construction process, but if you are comfortable to have them during that time, we can also get them for you on the side, then put for you. Then here we have another compartment. There you pull out, and this is the spice rack, which is normally we do it on the left hand side, and also on the right hand side. Then in the here, under here, we have this is now where you have your cooker area, and all these you can see these are brands, and there is a hood on top, also a brand. Then without forgetting, we have an island counter. We have this island is 1.2. Then this side it has storage. Then on that side you can comfortably come and have your breakfast quickly on this stool. You pull it, you sit, the light is up here nicely shining down, and your day is pretty beautiful. So for you guys, without wasting a lot of your time, that is it for this kitchen on this particular project. You can see nice, beautifully well done gypsum ceiling, indirect light, downlighters, a chandelier, and this is it for this space. So I'll take you to the other areas. Let's go to the staircase area. We talk about it and see what were the other things that we addressed on this project. So guys, before I go upstairs, let me talk about the staircase area. A very crucial entity. The staircase had been done in a way that the steps had been installed, the skirting had not been done, and the railing had not been done. So I was subcontracted. I did a number of these pieces, and I actually, for one particular reason, at times when I take a project and things don't go right, and I have probably hit my pocket on the lower side, I take that responsibility. We came in here and we took the height from there to be 900. It was 900. Then we assumed all the steps would be roughly around 900. So we went and fabricated these are called what? These are newels, and these are the newels. So we fabricated them all at 900. So this, after installing these king posts all around, and then now you start with the putting that king post, you put that king post, you put that king post, you put this king post, you put this king post, and now you start feeding in these small panels, and we noticed the heights were not the same. They were varying. And by the way, I had to take back almost 60% of those pieces without asking my client for a cent. But what is it about work? Work is facing challenges and learning each and every day. But at the end of it all, you have to struggle and make sure that the client is not stressed. So we worked on them. We came with them. They were actually almost polished, but because of the finish of the floors and all that, we did some of the touch-ups on site. And as you can look at this staircase, for now, we can comfortably say that it is a beautiful piece. And I'm so much excited every time I come to this site. I say hi to the client, and they are very happy with me, and we are just laughing. And actually, right now, we've given them a bonus service to their former apartment. So we are doing the skimming and paint works for them, and even the flooring, just for giving us lots of the works on this particular project. And for that reason, let me just go and show you a few of the bedrooms and how they've been done, so that you see. So let's go. So at this particular point, I'll just show you 2 bedrooms and then I'm gone. So I'll start from here. So guys, I have to touch my doors before I enter. So this is it. I lock it because of the noise. People are still staying there. You have our half moon door stopper. We have our switches here already in place. And then this is, without forgetting, by the way, I've forgotten, this is the master bedroom of this particular project. And I'll talk about the wardrobes. Look at the way the cabinets have been just properly done, and that is how the compartments are looking inside. Beautiful, huh? Maybe the drawers, 4 drawers. We have this panel down here. We have these ones, and then we have this one just flowing nicely, and the doors are soft close, going nicely. We have that compartment. It has 2 hangers. Then apart from that, we have this compartment, just shelves. You can just foldables. Then from there, you have the same thing repeated on the other side, small compartment like that, and that is it. Then that is for the his And the same thing repeats for the house. And on the far end, we provided a small shoe rack. Then this is the headboard of the room. Look at the way we've done the ceiling. Just simple 3 steps, but done in a way that we have a small outer cornice, then the inner cornice, then the middle cornice, and all trimmed and done in a very straight line. And things also polished in such a way that also the joints, you might not be able to see them. Look at the trimming on the edge, look at the trimming around the curtain boxes, and even the selection of the curtain itself. The bed sits in its place nicely. Then we have a couch here. This is probably for maybe you want to sit, or maybe they want to relax, the two of them, and maybe they just have maybe the kids around, they can talk. Then they are looking for like a small coffee table that they will place there. Then apart from that, our normal supply, again, a TV entertainment unit area. The TV hasn't been bought, but we've already bought these items that are called what? The TV whatever, the TV brackets. It's already installed, but because we do this because most of the times you might be away or you might be wherever, then you come and realize the client has started installing these things, and most of the times they miss these stones, and these stones are not cheap. This is some money. So nice beautiful selection of stone. And let me talk about this, probably selection of items like stone, selection of cabinet colors and all that. It is paged to the client's taste and preference. We are not selecting things as per our taste. We are very flexible. We can advise, we can help you combine colors, but most of the times we will be more flexible to give you what your heart wants. The house is for the client. We are just executors, professional executors with the experience. We can advise, but we cannot force you. Then apart from that, we have a panel, the wall panel, the fluted panels on the side. They're small on this side and slightly bigger on that side. And that's why the TV comes and hangs here and flows into the other cabinet, into the other fluted panels up to somewhere here, and they will look balanced after the TV has been hung. In the rooms, again, maybe I talk about this floor. Some of the people would ask me, what do we do? In fact, I had a meeting today in the morning, and I was trying to convince a client that when you use expensive wood on the common areas, you don't necessarily need to go wood in the bedrooms. These are called laminated floors, and they're equally very nice depending on the class. Let me say on the class you select. So this is high end. It is actually a non-scratch. Most of the times they're very warm. Under it, there is an underfelt, and if well done, even if you step on it, you won't hear the noise that most of the times, if you don't get it well installed, you'll hear it under. And most of the times that comes by the process you use when installing, when preparing the screeding on the lower side. Once the screed has been done and it's very level, you do your laminates and you will just be at peace. So let me just walk here and just show you a few of the things. So that is the bedroom. These are the walk-in closets for the house. I won't go there. Then I will just walk into this master bathroom. This is a jacuzzi. It's come, it was being cleaned to be done. I just show you there was a glass panel here, and as usual, things happen on site. We had installed this thing. I don't know what happened. It crashed and it shattered into pieces. So we ordered another piece coming and it will be sorted. But that is called life. Then on the side, we have a shower, we have our mixer down there. I remember I've been doing a project in Kisi for my client, a very good friend of mine who's in the US. And the contractor had already finished the project and left, and probably we were expected to just come in and do a few other things. Then before we started the plastering, we noticed that the plumbing works for the mixers had not been done. Then when I called the client and tell them the mixers have not been done and we need to install the mixers before we proceed. So for those people, probably I'm assuming not all of us know, this is the mixer and this is the outer unit of the mixer. The mixer itself is inside this wall. it comes as a four-way. Most of the times it's a four-way. I think most of the times it's a four-way or three-way. So four-way means it's taking water to the upper level, taking water to the low level, and here there are two. So there is cold coming and there is hot. So that now when you have your solar system on the upper floor or somewhere else, when it's heating, it comes as hot water on one line and cold water on the other line, and these are gadgets to mix. So these are some of the elements that you can think about, and times we go to site and you'll find that someone is telling you, in mini maker, I've already put the mixer, and you know very well this is just cold, and they have the two things here. So I really don't know how they are going to mix it, but most of the time someone would argue and say, I've already put the mixer. So apart from that, also don't forget putting your towels, don't forget putting a plinth between the shower and the other area so that the water that comes from the shower can remain there. Look here, this is a bathroom that doesn't even have, the glass has shattered, but you will not find water spillages. The bathroom rugs on the floor are still dry. So you just come from your jacuzzi, jump here, it's dry, then you wipe yourself. When you sit on it, whatever, it is dry and everything is dry. Again, another concept that I also probably might not want to repeat in all the bathrooms, this is the concealed system. The item that is feeding this toilet is inside this wall. Normally it takes 100 mm from the main wall, then you create this. But if you have designed your house in such a way that these things have been incorporated in advance, they are normally on the inner side. Then from there, we have the his and the hers here. We have the hers and the his. All these are mixers. Again, it's hot and cold, and that's why it has the red and the blue. So this side is the cold and this side is the hot. So you can mix at around that point, just lightly from the cold water, pull it to the wherever, it will give you hot water. Then we have, this was specifically done like this so that we have the lights there, and we have this pocket inside so that you have the shaver on this side, shave on this side, you have your toothbrush holder there, and then these lights were provided initially from the initial design. Then we also just added in the panel lights so that if you are not using that, you can also have that. The nooks for the bathroom for putting towels and all this had been provided in the design. So we just came in, the contractor had done something here, but we came and pulled out all the shelves and installed all this, and we provided this because they were not looking neat. Even the shelf holders were not so nice. So we removed and did a proper looking job. As usual, at kthinteriorz, our work is to make sure you are elegantly treated. So this is elegance. So let's walk opening into the gazebo. So it has not been properly cleaned because you see now they're just sitting in. So probably maybe in a few, I was talking to the client and we were talking about planters, and also talking about adding a tough grass on this floor. Then now we bring in the chairs, but we fabricated this together with the architect's design, came up with this chuma. This is a bracket that holds, and then we dug this space down, then took the chuma down, held it properly in place with row bolts, then took the tiles back and repeated the same thing, provided the glass railing around that when you're seated, wind cannot just hit you direct, put in those lighting so that at night it can bring in the ambience, and ambience which is also aesthetically appealing, and functionality in terms of light around here. We have this Mr. Monkey hanging around here, and it is a light also looking very nice. Then without forgetting, most of the times these roofs, these are glass roof, also ordered nicely in pieces. I think there are almost 9 pieces. They're actually 9 or 6 pieces. I remember there are 6 pieces. There is a piece meeting in the middle. No, there are 6 pieces. 3 on the back side, 3 in the middle, and 3 on the front side. And most of the times we are doing it in such a way that where the panels are, where the trusses are running across, that is where the glass meets the other glass, so that when you're seated here, your work is not to see the joints and to complain and say, why is this glass looking like it's gonna crack? You do not have to see all those things. Then without forgetting, Sometimes you might do this work when it is sunny or when there is no rain. Then one day it rains and you see all the water pouring inside here. We provide you with a gutter, well done, supplied from the best suppliers. We hang it there so that when it is pouring and rain is whatever, it doesn't drop here. It drops into the gutter, then it flows. We've given it a slope to this side, then it slopes to that back side, and then we give you the downpipe hidden on the back side. And all those things are just mines, because another person just put for you a downpipe there, and he will not think that a downpipe can go to the back side. As long as you give water kidogo slope, it will slope and it will end on the other side. And also because the walls are white on the outer side of the house with a trim of black, when you put the white gutters, it will be swollen, it will be swallowed by the whites on the house, and everything will just look nice. And for that, I might not want to waste most of your times taking you to the terrace and taking you to this and this particular area. I'll take this particular time to say thank you guys for always taking your time to watch our episodes. And for today, I just want to request that please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and go to our social media pages at kthinteriorz, where style meets elegance.